But again, we're talking today about what happens if there's a disaster. It's called residual income. And the only thing greater than residual income is compound residual income. And that's exactly what we have access to. So the one thing that you probably realize is that there's a couple different ways to make money. You can work and get paid, work, you get paid. But if you stop working, you stop getting paid. But if you set something up where you basically have a residual income coming in, you work, you get paid. You work, you get paid. You work, paid, paid. That's what we're talking about on this. And literally that's the best part about this business is the ongoing residual income that can be created. And that's all through the auto ship. They call it subscription. And so whatever you want to call it, all I do is that I was talking to Ken about this earlier, is that we want to make sure you guys understand the standard that Steve and Gina have set from the beginning is this a non-negotiable. It literally is basically saying, hey, everybody gets set up on auto ship. So our attitude is basically, we tell people where everybody gets set up on 2 sleeves auto ship, and then if they balk a little bit, we can put them on 1 sleeve. And some people have asked questions like, well, what if they're a single individual, and what if they're just a glorified customer? Yes. Then there's different, obviously variations of that, meaning if someone says, hey, they just want to try the product and they're buying a 90-day supply and basically they just want to do that, I still set them up with auto ship the next month. People say, well, why do I need auto ship the next month? I say, because the results you're getting in the next 30 days, you're going to want to share those with other people. And I guarantee you're going to come back to me saying, I'm running out of product. And that's what happens. So I set people up with that. There's a story I heard a long time ago about a guy who was actually in the chow line, actually in the military, and he was given Brussels sprouts. And not everybody likes Brussels sprouts, unfortunately. And so he goes, would you like some Brussels sprouts? They go, no. Brussels sprouts, no. After a while, he's like, they're good. They're tasty. You should try these Brussels sprouts. Oh, you got to try these things. And finally he goes, if I don't get rid of these Brussels sprouts, I'm going to be stuck here all day until I get rid of these Brussels sprouts. So finally he said, you know what I'm going to do? Hello, would you like 1 scoop or 2 scoops? That's all it is. You want 1 scoop or 2 scoops. There's no options. I don't want any. No, 1 or 2. And that's really what it is. So when it comes to auto ship, 1 sleeve or 2 sleeves. And what I really do is I set people with 2 sleeve auto ship. And then we basically, if we get back down to 1, that's fine. And I also explain to them that this is an automatic. We set it for them automatically. The challenge that people have is the reason people may not be getting an auto ship because you don't do that automatic, but you also send them a link. If you send them a link, it's a 2-step process. They sign up and they see that auto ship. It says, do this later. They just click do this later. You got a 9 out of 10 times, they won't set up auto ship. So we don't send out links. We send out applications. We send out the form for them to fill in, sign out, fill out, or we say, hey, can we get on the phone with you? It takes 5 minutes. Or we get on Zoom with them. It takes 5 minutes. And then you can see the whole process, especially if they want to build a business. We get them on the Zoom and then basically walk them through specifically what to do, how to do it, so they can see it step by step as well. So the next time they do it, it makes more sense. So that's basically the main thing I wanted to share. Mena is obviously the same kind of thing, but again, she can share more from her perspective, because the one thing I want you to understand also, it's very difficult to set up auto ship later on. You got to go back in, put it in the cart, set it up, then get out of the cart, set monthly subscription. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather set it up initially with everybody do that. They can change it if they want to and let them know that, hey, this is optional down the road. If you want to change it, modify it, whatever. And then we share, what the benefits of that is. But I'll hand it over to Mena to share more.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So I'm hoping not to repeat what Greg said, but so the way I deal with auto ship is, if a person comes to me, they're interested from the perspective of the product, the use of the product, or both the use of the product and the ability to benefit financially from it. Okay, so I always go back to their reason why. Like, why are we even talking about this? What is your why are you and I sitting down and discussing X39 and possibly the opportunity? And once they tell me, well, I've got this ache or pain or whatever, and I need help, or I've got a family member, whatever. So I'm like, well, you want to give them the best benefit for the money. Okay, so if you're going to give them a 30-day run, honestly, we can't guarantee that they're going to have an experience. So we always say 90-day run. Even David Schmidt says 97% of people will have an experience utilizing the product for 90 days. So I'm never going to set someone up on just a month's supply. And I don't want to give them that expectation. When I do set them up, okay, if they say financially, that's a whole different ballgame. It's like, you're not going to make anything if you don't go on the order ship, okay? And I make them aware of that. The other thing I say to them is, the way we do this, the way I do this business and the way that this as a team has taught us to do the business is we activate them. So you get activated with a package, and then we set you up on order ship, 1 sleeve or 2 sleeves. And they have to choose, okay? There's no option. If I'm helping you get activated, you're getting a sleeve or 2 sleeves on order ship. The other thing I say is, and you're in control. I'm setting you up to win. I mean, literally, you told me you want a great experience. You told me you want to make some money. I am setting you up to win. Trust me, you're talking to me, and obviously there's some trust here. So the other thing I say is you're in complete control of your back office. Once you're set up, I'm going to give you your login. You're going to get your link plus your username and your password, okay? And you will be able to go into your back office and manage it. Maybe you want to change and you want to up it to 2. Maybe you want to change your order ship to 1. Maybe you say, okay, 90 days, no one, I have had no experience. Or even on 30 days, I've had no experience and I am going to now opt out. It's your choice, but I am not setting you up to fail. This is the way we win in this business. Then the other thing is, you know, I always say to people, if you're not on order ship, okay, personally, and you're a leader, okay, my question to all of you on here is, you're on here on your Saturday morning or your Saturday evening, and there's a reason, because you want to get ahead of this game, right? You want to win at it. So you personally, every single one of you on here should have activated and be on subscription. I mean, order ship. Yep. Okay. Order ship. I like to use the word auto ship. It's automatic. It's coming off automatically on your accounts every 30 days. And the other reason why I tell them, as someone who wants to get ahead in this business, is because we're setting you up to win. I always go back to, we're setting you up to win. And if you're not on order ship, what happens to your business? You keep failing. You keep going back to 0, okay? Because auto ship gets the points banked. As you add people, everything from the bottom, the points flow up. So your bank accounts, okay, because those points translate to dollars, your bank accounts is increasing. The dollars are increasing, okay? The minute you go off order ship, you've actually done yourself a lot of harm and injustice, and your bank account goes to 0, and you have to start from the beginning. So I cannot get you started without telling you this, and I want you to win in this game. The other thing I just want to leave you with this is, I read a quote. It says, promotion comes from devotion, okay? Often we use the word devotion, you know, in a religious context, faith, that kind of thing. But we are also, you know, in this business, we have a system, and we outline that system. That is why we have training. We outline it so that it's simple and people know, if I do 1, 2, and 3, then I can win like everybody else is, okay? And so we call it a process, we call it a system, the PRO system, and we make a decision. Like devotion, another word for that is commitment, okay? So we make a decision to be devoted to the system in this business, okay? And so promotion comes when you make a decision that I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And included in that is activate with order ship. And everybody you activate with order ship, that bank account is just going to accumulate and translates to dollars, and eventually you're getting your money for your product for free on a monthly basis. Do you want to get your product for free? Oh, yes. How do I do that? Order ship. And don't start anyone without order ship. Awesome. So that's the way I deal with it.
Yeah, fantastic. Tag.
Awesome. Yeah. All righty. Matthew, Mark, Luke. All righty.
We're going to find John.
Great job. All righty. So the key is in what we're doing is hearing Gregg and Mena is you got to believe it. I personally, we have to believe it for someone else to then receive it. Right. And so my question is, what do you believe about auto-ship? Because you can only rise to the level and everybody else around you to the level of what you believe. So, and what's really at the most valuable part of believing something is that you've got to really care about people. Like they matter more than money. And so when you understand that really that love conquers all, then we're coming to people because we love them, we care about them, and we believe everybody needs to be wearing this badge all the time. So auto-ship sits right in there, right? And so the key is then when we're sitting down with somebody for the first time, and usually it's over the context of now they're interested, and as Mena said, you found out their why, and you want to set it up. You want to set their vision up. And I like to set up usually I like to clear the objections out of the way before I get them. And usually auto-ship is one I'm going to potentially get. So I don't want that objection. So what I want to do is I want to create a vision and get their buy-in on it, an agreement on it, then auto-ship fits right in it. And what's that vision? I'm going to give them a vision as a minimum of 90 days, like you heard earlier. And so, and this is being recorded, by the way, remember, so you can go back through this. So you may need to mull over this and meditate a little bit on this so you can take ownership of it and own it for yourself. But this, I just did this the other day. We had to fly out of town. We got away from the hurricane, so we flew to Louisiana, and I went to CrossFit. And I met another guy my age, he's a former Navy SEAL, talked about all the pain he's in. And during while I was there, I said, hey, by the way, and I said it twice to him. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Before, and then we met, and then I ended up signing him up, and then got him on a 2-sleeve auto-ship with him and his wife. And by the way, his wife still isn't wearing it, but I gave him the expectation. So what did I say? I said, listen, Leif is his name, L-E-I-F, like Leif Garrett. Hey, Leif, let me tell you what is going to happen for you. Should you decide to wear this patch for 90 days based on clinical results. In 90 days, the collagen in your body is going to refresh. And Leif, your wife's going to love this one. You may like it too, but you're going to have less wrinkles, all right? Your skin's going to become obviously more supple. Your hair is going to grow out faster. Your fingernails are going to start growing out thicker and faster too, and you'll be less gray, okay? That's just in 90 days. Now let's bring it back into, say, 8 weeks. I heard an MD recently say that every 8 weeks, your cardiovascular is going to be is being restored to a 2-year younger state, depending on your age. But at our age, that's going to sit well. Heart disease is what? It's the #1 killer Americans today, right? And then within 4 to 6 weeks, the left and right lobe of your brain is going to balance. So, with PTSD, but we're talking, your sleep is going to get better. Right? Your focus is going to get better. Your memory is going to get better. You're going to be going through the shopping plaza, buying groceries. You're just going to be feeling better. Right? That's just, and then what's going to happen is the anomalies of physical pain, joint pain, back pain, things from inflammation pain, that's going to begin to dissipate away well within that time frame. That's just in the first 90 days. And so what the company says that 97% of those who wear this patch, 97% actually see it, experience it in 90 days, right? But it's recommended that you should wear it 1 month for every 10 years of life. So, and then I'll ask them, does that make sense? And is that something you'd like to have for you and for your wife? Yes or no? Well, yeah. So that's how I create a vision. I bring them down from 90, 60, 30 basically by doing what I shared. And so that kind of captures a big net. Okay. If you've got the time, otherwise just say, hey, listen, this thing works for 97% of those who wear for 90 days. You want to see the results, right? That's another shorter way to say it.